Welcome back to Talkin Shop with ShopSabre. I'm Brandon, back with Jesse and Garrett. Episode 47, boys.
We figured that out. We are on 47.
47.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to do a little counting.
Yeah, put your socks and shoes back on, will you?
Sorry. Got a little bit too many going there. It's really weird that I got to 47 though by myself. What is going on in the shop right now?
They're making a lot of noise.
I don't know.
Oh
it's
my
too
God.
early for this much noise.
Yes.
Go tell them to calm down.
Hey, don't start so early in the morning. We're in the closet here sleeping.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Calm down.
Yeah, last week's episode about finding good help. Had some good feedback, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Glad to hear that.
A lot of people related to that, having trouble finding good help.
Yeah, it's crazy out there right now. Let me tell you a fun little story about my weekend, though.
Oh, these are always adventures.
So I have this culvert that runs under my driveway.
Okay.
Fortunately, the entire neighborhood's water from the snow melt rolls down the hill into my yard. It's a super awesome thing.
Dude, sweet. You got a pool.
I got something. And the culvert is supposed to let the water go under my driveway and then therefore into the little ditch, right?
Yeah.
Well, the culvert's frozen.
Like frozen?
Like frozen. So
Shut.
the water goes over my driveway now. So now it's
Yeah, you have a river.
now it's Lake Brandon in my backyard. But I was smart in the fall. I installed a heater in the culvert, like a little tube heater, because I was like, this thing's gonna freeze, and if I heat it up, it'll thaw it out, and then it will work.
That's smart.
Yeah, except for I didn't plug the heater in.
That's not smart.
No, so the cable, the plug-in is in the frozen ice in the culvert.
You can tap it with a hammer. It ain't gonna change.
You get it in the spring.
Yeah, so I grabbed my ice chipper and
Yeah.
I started chipping away at it. And I started chopping. And then I realized that this is a lot more ice than I realized, so I started chopping a little harder. Good news is I got through the ice.
Yeah.
Bad news is I got through the power cord.
You got through.
Chopped it right in half. So good news,
Oh, man.
the water was flowing again because I chopped all the ice.
Yeah.
Bad news is the power cord that I cut is in the water, it's precisely elbow deep. And it's very cold water.
You don't want to go get it?
It's a little hard to try to wire this new plug on there when it's elbow deep in the world's coldest water.
Oh, that's funny, dude. That's really funny.
So we're going to have
I can
Blake.
see you two just out there angrily chopping at the ice, and you hit the power cord. I can see it right now.
Yeah, and then
Amy!
it was just bad. And I was like, so I was out there chopping ice for like a solid 20 minutes. And then I just came in the house and sat on the couch.
Just defeated.
And Amy's like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. But
We need to go to Menards.
I was like, but we need to order a pond heater. She goes, why? She goes, we don't have a pond. I said, we're about to.
Who wants to go swimming?
She goes, well, isn't the culvert working? I said, nope, it's going to be frozen.
It's working. It's working.
So she Amazoned.
As a blockade.
She Amazoned a pond heater. It'll be
Oh,
here. It'll be here today.
Frank will
almost
have that to
spring.
you this afternoon.
That's the problem, Garrett. It's almost spring.
Yeah.
What happens in the spring?
Melt.
What happens when things melt?
Water.
Where does water go if it can't run through the culvert?
Drainage.
You can't get to the drainage.
Leaf blower.
Now you're just
What?
naming things.
Oh, broom.
Redirect the water, Brandon.
Shovel.
It's gonna end up in my yard. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
Lake Bombardo.
Lake Bombardo.
The
At
good
least
news
this
is,
way we can get a jet ski.
might be worth it. We might have water till July.
So what's a heater gonna do for your water?
I'm supposed to. So
Oh, boy.
I'm going to chop a hole in the ice again, since I'm professional at this
Yeah.
now. And I'm going to drop the heater into that hole and heat the water up that is at the end of the culvert. And then the hope is that the water, being a little bit warmer than the ice, will start to melt the ice. And as the water keeps heating up, it'll eat away and erode at the ice and allow the culvert to start draining.
That was Science Minutes with Brandon Bombardo.
No, that was just like, God, I got to figure out how to keep this thing from... Otherwise, my son's getting floaties for his bed. I'm just saying. He's on the bottom flow,
Floaties
and the
for
water
his
is... He's right now, he's got a lakefront property. I'm just saying.
Gonna be out at your house sandbagging this weekend.
I told my son, I want you to, every morning when you wake up, look out your window And I want you to scream if the water is getting closer to the house.
Hey guys,
okay?
good news. You don't have to do any quotes this weekend. You just
Yeah.
have to be at my house at 6 a.m. to
Yeah.
sandbag around
Sandbag
Caden's
around.
room.
We're gonna sandbag around Caden's room. Oh, it's not good. So that was my weekend. Anything fun for you guys?
I can't top that. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I don't even know what I did over the weekend, to be honest with you. No clue.
I know what I did. Created more work.
Yeah, you did. You created a lake.
Oh, it's not good.
Garrett,
So-
did you do anything?
I didn't do much. No, just hung out with friends and took her easy this weekend.
I think that's his weekend every weekend.
I think so too.
Every weekend he's like, I hung out with my friends, took her easy. Like,
I'd like to see what he really does.
yeah, I'd like
you
to
know?
see it.
I think you're hiding something.
I like one weekend him to come in and be like, we did so much crazy stuff this weekend.
Right?
Like we were so busy. We went to Bed Bath & Beyond. We went to Home Depot.
It was a weekend.
It was a weekend.
Had dinner. Perkins, 4:30. Right?
Like, just one time.
Just one.
Hey, aren't you
Maybe
about to be a
one time.
homeowner?
Couple days.
Woo! Then he's gonna be going to Bed Bath & Beyond and Home Depot.
Yeah. All the
about to-
time.
That'll
it's about to
start.
change.
That'll start.
It's about to change. He's about to learn. But yeah, so let's get started on today's episode. Let's talk a little bit about keeping. No, wait.
What are we keeping?
I don't know what we're keeping.
Keeping our
no,
thoughts
yeah,
straight?
I got it now. I remember now.
Awesome. I saw the
Oh,
light bulb
man.
click.
Yeah, sorry if it's one of those mornings. Keep supporting local is what it was. That's what we're going to talk about.
Sweet.
Because I was thinking about it the other day. We were sitting here talking, and what made me choose this topic, or why we chose this topic, was, it's so easy right now to stop supporting local because the prices are on the rise right now.
You're desperate.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it just seems like as prices start to go up, people start to just give up on the things that they used to care about.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they get desperate to save some money. Like, I need to save a couple bucks. Where can I save it? Well,
Yeah.
if I just buy something cheaper here.
Yeah, and that's the issue, is that people are willing to give up on the quality or, start shopping for cheaper things. And that's an issue, is because right now, and I should say the last few years, it's been really big about American made, the quality, the support, all that stuff is what people wanted.
Yeah, it's been huge.
And then suddenly, obviously some of that stuff costs a little bit more money now because obviously costs are not going down. And suddenly it's like, well, I wonder if I can find one online cheaper. And then they find these import products, or they find the knockoff brands or,
Yeah.
And, in some cases I get it. It works and it's fine and it works for your needs. But in most cases, there's a reason why it's a knockoff brand or it's a cheaper product, right?
Right.
I mean, the company that's generally building that product isn't just raising their prices to raise their prices. They're doing it because of necessity. Some things cost them more money now.
Yeah, you can't lose money.
So as you start looking at that, what do you think about, I guess, let's start there. What do you guys think about when you think of pricing on the rise? What comes to mind for you guys when you start thinking about the prices rising?
Gas prices.
Gas prices?
Hey, wait a minute. What happened? What happens next?
He's been just panicking over that for a week. I love it.
They're taking off.
Tell me about it. I drive a diesel.
Right? You guys make me laugh. Kia, F-150, cruising. Just love it. Prices on the rise. Get it now. That's what I think of. If the prices are going up and they're going up and there's things you need, get it now. Because you're not going to get it any cheaper. You're not going to get it more affordable.
That's true. So Garrett thinks it's just gas prices.
Yeah, gas.
I'm gonna start stockpiling gas.
He's just
I'm
gonna
getting a
get it
tank.
now.
I'm getting a tank.
He's getting it out. He's just gonna be filling it up at the Sam's Club. But yeah, for me, when I start thinking about pricing on the rise, I start thinking about people becoming cheap.
Yeah.
That's what I think about, because every time, let's be honest, this isn't the first time that prices have been on the rise, right?
No.
It's something that kind of is a cycle. We've seen it in the economy before, that prices rise, we go through these economic slowdowns, then everybody pushes to bring things back in house, things drop back down, we keep going, right? It's not abnormal to see this happen, but what is common, and I see it every time, is that as soon as the prices start to rise, you see people's attitudes change. That's what changes in the world, is people suddenly don't care about the things they cared about before.
No, I agree with you.
Before, it mattered where it was made. Before, it mattered who was going to service it. Before, it mattered the longevity, the value, all this stuff. Now it was what's the cheapest one?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Like suddenly none of those questions matter. Just what's cheapest.
Yep.
You know.
Can I have it right now? And is it the cheapest one I can get?
Yeah, and I think that's where, like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people out there that don't do that.
There's a lot of people out there that can't do that as well, right?
Yeah, well, there's that too. But, you know, the importance of this topic is that the shift in the world right now is driving prices, and with driving prices is the decision-making factors are changing.
Absolutely.
But really, it should also not mask the value factors that, like, service and quality did before.
That should always matter.
It should matter more now.
Correct.
Because
Who's
if
standing
prices
behind
are
us?
higher now, I don't want to buy as many, right, of whatever I'm buying.
That's very true.
Right? I mean, if I'm buying an extension cord, right, that extension cord probably costs me more money right now.
Everything costs you more money.
So I'd rather buy one extension cord and have it last a long time than to buy multiple extension cords because I bought the cheap one and it doesn't hold up.
That's very true. Which one costs you more money in the long run? The cheap one, right?
Yeah, it takes a rich man to buy a cheap product, right?
It does.
And, you know, the value is even more important than it ever was before. Because if I'm going to buy it, like, it better be worth the money I'm spending.
Yeah, you're spending more money on this than what you typically would. The value better be there.
Correct.
It better hold.
Yeah, and so value drivers, let's think about those. Like, what's a value driver for you, you know? For me, like, what drives up value? Well, support.
Absolutely. Who's standing behind it?
Yeah, like, to me, support is a value driver. I'll spend a little bit more money if I know the support's better.
Where it's made. That's
Yep.
big for me.
Yep, where it's made. You know, training. You know, certain products need training, right? Whatever
Yeah.
it is, like, if I can get some training with it, it's a value adder.
For sure. Especially when that training is free, right? That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, or longevity, right?
Yeah.
Like, how long is this product's expected life expectancy, right?
Correct.
Like, how long am I going to get out of this product? I don't want something that I'm going to replace in 3 months then if it's that expensive, right?
Added costs.
Yeah, cost of overhead operations, things like that. You know, that matters too, because if I'm going to buy a product, then it's going to raise my costs. Like, I'm probably going to try to look for a solution that doesn't raise my costs, right?
Yeah, very true.
Ease of use, right? I don't want to spend a bunch of money and then struggle with it.
That's so frustrating.
Number one frustration for me is I hate when I get something new and then, like, it's just confusing to run.
Yeah.
You know, that's not fun.
No,
And the other thing is that you should be thinking about right now, especially in the world we live in, with the supply chain constraints out there, parts availability.
That's a big issue.
And you bring things in from overseas, as an example, right? There's a lot of companies out there that have, you know, started looking at products because they're cheap, right?
Right.
Well, what happens when that cheap product fails?
You're searching again.
Well, you can't necessarily even get parts.
That's true.
So now your value's not there because you have a throwaway product, not a repairable product, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to buy a vacuum cleaner, I want something that if something goes out on it, I can
fix it.
repair it, right?
Yeah.
Versus something that where you're like, well, toss in the garbage, buy another one.
Right.
Well, guess what? That's a lot of thrown away money.
It is. It's wasteful too.
Yeah. You know, and you start looking at that, and so it should not be hard to find good value even at a higher cost. Like, the reality is it still exists.
That's very true.
Spend a little bit more money and you get a higher value.
Make sure it fits what you're doing. Make sure that this is going to be long term and be okay with the investment.
Now, what do you think of when I say value? I guess what comes to mind for you guys when you think of value?
Value.
My mind just goes to McDonald's, like their value meal. Like, you spend
course it
$1,
does.
you get a cheeseburger. That's kind of what came to my mind, just to be honest.
Gasoline and McDonald's.
Yeah, I was gonna say this.
I love it, man.
Simple life. Simple
love
life
it.
as a 21-year-old.
Well, think about those value menus. They're kind of good deals.
Well, I think value, like for me, it's how's this gonna impact my life? Is this gonna help me? What is this gonna benefit me?
Yep.
That's the value. I don't mind if I spend, a lot of money on something, but how's it gonna impact my day? How's it gonna affect me?
When I say value, when somebody says value to me, I think of its future worth. That's what I've always thought of. Is like, what is the future worth to me? And, realistically, the definition of value, realistically is the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. And so, for me, it's always been like, what is its future worth to me? Like, that product has to hold its value, right?
Yeah.
That product needs to be valuable to my business. That product needs to be valuable to whatever my needs are. It's not about the price to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's never been about the price because the reality is if I just shop on price, it always costs me more money.
Yeah, price isn't my big factor.
Yeah.
I think value definitely means different things to different people, too. Some people look for value in different ways. There's short-term value, long-term value. So it kind of depends on, like, the person, too, and what they're looking for.
Correct. Yeah, and I think when you look at, price has to matter to everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't not look at price tags. That's
Right.
not.
That's not my first.
I'm not I'm not Bill Gates, unfortunately. I can't just go spend aimlessly, right? I have to be conscious of my budget. I have to think about what things cost me. But there are times in my life when I look at a product that is much more expensive than alternative solutions, and I choose not to buy anything while I save up for the one that I really want.
I like that. I think that's a solid decision, right?
Because I think in the I need it now world that we live in, people have forgotten that. Like sometimes it's just a matter of like you have to give it more time.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be patient. Wait a few weeks.
We see it in the CNC world a lot.
Oh,
People call us
all the
up and they're like, "Oh, I've decided I'm going to do this for my business," right? So we start talking. We quote out whatever it is that they need realistically.
You're right.
And then well, no, I'm just going to run off and buy this one. And I'll buy another one here in 3 months. Why?
Yeah, why?
Like, why would you do that? Like, because they need it now, right?
Yep.
Well, you've been doing it for 16 years without it. Why do you suddenly need it now? Like 3 more months?
Because I'm panicking.
And that's
something in my
exactly-
life is causing me to panic.
Correct. It's something, an outside source, an outside influence is causing you to make poor life decisions.
Yep.
And I don't mean poor life decisions like, how dare you poor life decisions, but like, it's poor life decisions in the fact of like, you're being pressured into making decisions.
You are.
And that's concerning only because like, there's a lot of people out there, especially in today's world, that will feed off of that value, diminisher. A lot of people, there's a lot of sales guys out there that know right now value isn't the same. That if they sell on a price tag, a low price, they're going to get your business every day.
Oh, absolutely.
I call this the vulture stage, is what I've always called it.
Yeah.
This is like in the world when people realize, like, okay, people are vulnerable.
Yep.
Right?
Get them.
Oh, yeah. Get them with a low price and I'll get them every time,
Yeah.
right? Like, right now is where, like, the shady salesmen come out. Like, the guy who knows that he just has to show you a price tag and doesn't matter how crappy the product is. Like,
Yeah, as long as he's low.
he's just got to tell you a few things. He's got to tell you it's just as good as the other guys and here's my low price.
Yep.
The reality is if people have anything in stock right now, if they are lowering their prices right now,
Why?
you need to be questioning it.
Yeah.
Because the world isn't lowering their prices.
It makes me laugh just thinking about it. Like, that's insane.
You also have to look at, like, why are things cheaper? If you're finding a product that is significantly cheaper, you need to start asking questions.
Yeah.
And, I mean, seriously, those questions should be why? Why are they cheaper?
Are the materials different?
Yeah.
Is it made different?
Was it the support's different?
Right.
What did they give up to get it cheaper? Because the only way you get a cheaper price right now is you have to cut corners somewhere, right?
You're giving something up.
Right. I mean, as you start looking at it as, let's just ask ourselves, how come looking at a price right now alone is a bad idea? Why would you consider looking at price alone a bad idea right now? Well, for me, costs aren't getting cheaper.
No, they're not.
Therefore, if a product's getting cheaper and the costs are dropping, what's causing it?
Why?
Why?
What are you changing to drop this price?
Well, it's in my mind, only a handful of things come to mind. Is lack of business. Either that company's struggling,
Yep.
so they're dropping their price trying to just get customers, right?
Yep.
And that's one thing, just to keep the business afloat, or lack of quality. They've changed suppliers. They went somewhere else.
Yep, they cut a corner.
They cut a corner. They did something that has allowed them to cut costs.
Yep.
And that might be, they used to be building it in the USA, and now they're bringing it over to China.
We've seen it.
I mean, we've seen it. It
Yep.
happens. It could be cutting technology, right? They could have taken technology out of the equipment or out of the whatever it is you're buying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is another option. They changed to a cheaper computer chip. They went to a lower quality bearing. I don't know what product you might be looking at.
Numerous different things, right?
Yeah. But the other thing, and I literally just get a message from Garrett as we're literally podcasting right now. My phone goes off, and it's a message from Garrett.
No, it's a message for later. It popped in my head, sorry. I don't want to forget.
I'm like, Garrett, you're sitting right next to me. How did I get a message from you?
I forgot you have a watch. My fault.
My hand starts vibrating over it. But no, then you got the gray areas too, the stuff you don't see, right?
Right.
But it's, and for the record, just for everybody who's wondering, Garrett's question was, what time is lunch today? Like, cool. Thanks, Garrett.
Same time it is.
Yeah.
Every day.
No, we're catering and food today. That's why.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Are you not excited for that?
So I get a message in the middle of a podcast. What time is lunch? Well, I know what Garrett's thinking about right now.
He's
Food.
already hungry.
Yeah, food. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, no, like I said, lack of support, right? They cut support out sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yep, our old product used to have a year warranty. Now our new product has 6-month warranty, right?
Yeah.
Well, you gave something up, they get a cheaper price then. Because usually when somebody cuts back the warranty, it's because they're worried about something, right?
Something's going to fail.
They think something's going on.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's the support side, right? Well, we used to give free support. Now it's a paid support, right?
Yeah.
It's a value changer,
Yeah.
So if you're finding products that are cheap, they're probably not going the extra mile, right?
More than likely not. More than likely we're cutting a corner somewhere, right? Whether we're changing something structurally, we're cutting out components that maybe we can't get and we're going to a lower cost component, but you're definitely cutting a corner somewhere.
Yeah. And, companies, products, consumers have a choice to make right now. They really do. There's a lot of choices that can be made out there right now. What comes to mind for me is with prices on the mind.
Well, everyone's thinking about prices right now. Fair enough.
Let's try that again.
Garrett's over here still panicking about gas.
Yeah, and
gas,
he's
buddy.
thinking about barbecue. But prices on the rise. Things are going to get more expensive. There's no doubt about it. They're going to go up before they come down.
Yeah.
It always happens this way. It's the same thing with gas. Like we were joking about it the other day. Like somebody said to me, "What are you going to do when diesel prices hit $5 a gallon?" This is before they were at $5 a gallon, for the record. They're at $5 now.
Right.
And my honest answer back to him was, pay $5 a gallon?
Yeah, still going to fill up.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not in the correct shape to be riding a bike every day to work. Because all that's going to happen is I'm going to get hit by a car.
That's
probably
true.
Garrett.
That's true.
I'm going to get hit by Garrett. And then I'm going to die tired because I was riding a bike. I'd rather not do that. So let's be honest. Like I'm not riding a bike. We both know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be really hard to hook the old race trailer up to the bike.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work out hot for me.
Pedal harder.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna just realistically, I'm gonna cut back in other areas of my life.
Dude, you want me to pick you up in the Kia?
I asked you guys to. Nobody picked me up this morning.
Oh, you didn't ask me. I can promise you that.
You asked
did.
one person in the office,
I asked out in the office,
and it was not us.
It was
Sir, it
always
wasn't
you
me.
guys.
You
I
directed
said,
at one individual.
I said we should all buy a Tesla and ride share.
I think you asked Garrett that. You said, do you
No.
want to split a Tesla?
I did.
I don't think you asked me.
No, I did though. And I said, you know what? Maybe we should just split it 4 ways in the office, and then you guys can all pick me up because I'd be the last one.
I think he buys the Tesla.
I think you're right.
I say you buy the
I
Tesla.
don't need a Tesla.
You buy the Tesla.
I get 42 miles to the gallon.
You get 42 miles a gallon
I
in a
get
Kia 150.
42 miles to the gallon.
my God, I don't get 42
enjoy
miles
your,
in the tank.
Enjoy your guys' Tesla.
I get,
I get 42 miles in my
16.
tank.
Enjoy your guys'
You're
Tesla.
spilling water everywhere over
I
there.
know. I don't know what's going on over here. This bottle's leaky today.
Shoot, think about this. Even when I stuff a deer in the trunk, I'm still getting like 37.
I don't get 37 when I'm coasting.
Yeah.
Like I can shut the engine off and I still don't get 37.
I was going to sell that car like 4 or 5 months ago.
Aren't you glad you didn't?
I'm so glad I didn't.
That's awesome.
I'm thinking about selling now.
I'll sell you a
What are you
Kia.
gonna sell? What are you gonna buy?
A Kia F-150.
Well, it's a seller's market. So if I sold, then I buy a beater. Then when price should go down, then I'll buy something new.
I live close enough to ride a bike. I'll sell you the Kia.
I'll buy it. Done.
The chance of me
riding a
actually
bike?
doing it.
You know why I'm buying it? Not because I want the Kia.
Why is that?
Because I want to watch you ride a bike every day to work.
You think you're not in shape to ride a bike?
On that dirt road.
You ever seen a
could you
circle?
imagine that? He's gonna come in just covered in dirt, dust, because some guy in a truck's just gonna, some guy in a Kia 150 is gonna drive by him on the dirt road. May or may not be me every day.
Got my backpack in my basket, just going down the dirt road.
It's like those.
just
I'm
a
gonna give him a bell.
circle, just a circle riding a bike down the dirt road.
It's like a kayaker or something when
Yeah.
the boat drives by and just swamps him
I'm gonna get him one of those bells so he can ring his bell aggressively at
with a
people.
little basket up front
Yeah.
for his work stuff.
That'll be
I love
good. He's
I
got
love
his basket and his laptop in it.
I love it.
This will be good.
I'm loving the new bike basket.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, it was asked to me, like, what are you going to do when gas prices hit $5?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm going to pay for it.
You're just gonna stop driving.
Yeah, I can't stop driving.
Not gonna go to work.
World's
anymore.
still going.
Yeah, no, nope, can't do that. So, with that being said, I'm just going to take cost out of somewhere else in my life.
Right.
I mean, money doesn't change, right? I don't make suddenly more money because the cost of gas went up. So, for me, I'm going to take cost out somewhere else. So, I mean, obviously, naturally, it was I shut off Amazon for Amy.
Oh, perfect.
That's the natural reaction, right?
You're rich.
Yeah, rich.
You're fine. Now. Gas can go to $12 a gallon. You'll be all right.
Right. I noticed
Thanks,
that. I
Amy.
did notice I shut my wife's Amazon off, and Amazon stock just plummeted. I don't know. But no, and I mean, seriously though, you do find ways to adjust your finances, right?
You have to.
And so I think that's what people need to remember is that, as you start buying some of the stuff, like, it just means some of the frivolous stuff gets cut back for the meantime,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, as an example, okay? Last night, I play hockey. I play hockey on Mondays. And we had a game last night in the town nearby us here. Well, normally I would go home after work, and then I would drive to the game.
Yeah.
Last night, I didn't drive home. I stayed at the office later, worked late last night, and then went straight to the game.
Save yourself, what was that, 15 miles?
Yeah, it's like 15 miles from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus 36 miles from my house.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of decisions I start to make. It's not that I'm going to stop paying for gas. I'm going to adjust my schedule.
I'm gonna cut my trips down.
Correct. And I'm going to try to be more thoughtful on where I'm going.
Right.
Before I just get in the truck and drive aimlessly, right? Hey, I got to go to Home Depot and drive there. And, you know what? I got to go to Menards next. Oh, I got to go here. Like now I'm like, okay, I can go here, then here, then here. And it's just a more thought out plan, right?
Yeah.
So that's some of that, like, same thing can be done in your business.
That's what I was going to say. You could tie it to your business.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what I'm, kind of trying to get to. I mean,
Yep.
there was a kind of a long way to get there, but the reality is that's rather than cutting quality out, right, and cutting support out because I want to find the cheaper price.
Right.
Find out what you can do with the piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Let's talk about CNC. That's who we are, right?
That's
With
what
that
we do.
CNC machine, you could buy, a machine that is a little bit more versatile and do more things in your business. And yeah, it costs you a little bit more money right now for the quality machines, but if they can do more things, they're probably worth the quality, right?
Oh, for sure.
So, when you start looking at that, there's a way to utilize your value, right?
Right.
Add value to a product by finding more ways to use that product.
Right. What else can you do?
Yeah. Prices go up across the board. It doesn't mean just one piece of equipment's going to go up. In the CNC world, everything's going up.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. It's just the lower quality, the lower quality equipment already had some pretty heavy margins built into them.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Absolutely.
they have a choice where they can maybe cut margin a little bit.
Right. We'll take a little less money.
Yep. So you don't see as big of a price increase. And that's where some of those pricing gaps start to come in.
Yeah.
You start to see quality equipment cost you a little bit more money.
Right.
Because the margins on a quality piece of equipment are a lot tighter than on something that's heavily marked up.
No doubt. You can't even argue with that.
So
It's just the truth.
These type of increases generally are not forever. I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
You don't typically see, these prices going up forever. I mean, you see it get to a point and then it levels off a little bit, But the product quality is forever.
It is.
Usually if a company cuts corners on quality and can still stay profitable and sell product, they're not going to go backwards.
No, they're not.
Why would they?
It doesn't make sense.
Like, you've proven as a consumer you're still going to buy it.
You absolutely have.
So that's the problem, is these consumers who will run off and buy these cheap products,
Yep.
they're literally reinforcing the model.
100%.
They're allowing these people to do that. And that's why I said, you got to stop supporting companies and products that do that.
We need to do it together.
Yeah.
Right? If
Yeah.
everyone get on that same page, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, like I said, if a company cuts corners, rarely do they ever go back and go, we should start spending more again.
Right.
No, the only time they do that is when it hurts their pocketbook.
Yep.
And as a consumer, if you cut corners, rarely can you break that habit yourself, right?
Oh, so
you start
true.
buying cheaper
So true.
stuff. What's that?
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start getting that habit. Like, I bought that cheap piece. It worked out right. Maybe I can do it with this piece.
And the sad part is, it seems like when people buy cheap stuff, they're willing to forget when things didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get in that rut where it's like, oh yeah, I bought that, but you know what? I got enough use out of it.
Right.
But if you start really weighing your value, I've seen it so many times, people the whole USA made versus Chinese products, right?
Mm-hmm.
USA product lasts for 8 years, and a guy gets mad because I can't believe it didn't last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Guy buys a Chinese piece of equipment or a Chinese item,
Yep.
and it lasts for 3 years. Well, it's a Chinese machine. I mean, that's kind of what you expect.
I didn't
what?
imagine it to last this long.
What?
Yeah.
How is that? What?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. As a consumer, if you cut corners, like I said, you're going to have a hard time breaking that habit, in my opinion. And then you're forever in that cycle of repair, problems, and service until you finally one day just rebuy whatever you bought,
Right. You give up. I'm done. I'm just going to buy the
Well,
right
sometimes
thing.
it's just you're done because you have no choice.
You're right.
Like nobody else is going to service this and it's broken, right?
Yep.
Like sometimes you don't have a choice. You're forced into it. And that's where that buy your second machine first.
Yeah.
That's where that motto came up with was 10 years ago when we were in this same cycle and people were running out and buying all this cheap equipment. And then they were calling me a year later and telling me that I should have just bought your machine the first time. Yeah, probably should have.
Yeah, you should
But hey,
listen.
guess what? I'm still here ready to help you buy it now.
Yeah, let's get a
Like,
requote.
that's why I love this time of year, or this time of like economy, because like it doesn't help my business. Don't get me wrong, my business gets hurt right now, but in 3 years it's going to help me. I
Yep.
know that for a fact. Like
Yep.
in 3 years we're going to have a whole bunch of people that are going to depend on us again.
Yeah.
So you just kind of weather the storms, and that's the ShopSabre way. I mean, American made. We're not going to sell ourselves out right now because it's easy.
We can save a couple bucks, though.
I could save more than a couple bucks right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I could save a lot of money if I
The
started.
look on your face. That was
Yeah,
great.
I could save a lot of money if I started sending stuff overseas.
Yep.
But that's why we do what we do. Is that there's a lot of people in this shop that depend on us to keep these doors open, right?
Everybody.
Their families, their kids. There's so many things that we are putting into. But it's that quality, that support, that that pride that goes into building a product here in the U.S.
I love it.
And some of that comes back to as we start looking at it is keep supporting local.
It's very important. Like, people don't realize how big that is to support the local businesses around you, the people that are around you.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. It's not something to take lightly. Like, I'll support local. It really matters.
No, it really does.
It really does.
Yeah. I mean, go support your local print shop. Go support your local coffee shops.
If we would have been supporting local, I don't think we'd be in the situation as bad as we are right now. We'd still, don't get me wrong, we would still have issues and struggles, but we haven't depended on this country how we could have.
Well,
for a
that's what
long
got
time.
us here. The reality
Yeah.
is we stopped depending on our country.
You're right.
We
That's
were
what I'm
doing it
saying.
for years. We shut certain things down that were working.
Right. If we just get back to that,
Yeah.
supporting each other.
Yeah, I read
I think
something.
you see a different country.
Yeah, I read something about. And again, I've never been one to get political here, so this is not a political statement. This is just something I read. They were saying something like we import like 580,000 barrels of oil a day.
That's
We import 580,000 barrels a day. But they were saying like one of the pipelines can produce 870 barrels a day if we use it. Like, think about that. Like, but because we're supporting offshore,
870,000?
yeah. Like we have enough to increase by almost 30% of what we import a day. But because we offshore, like we're dependent on other people right now.
Huh.
Like, think about that. Like, but that's the stuff. Like, if you start supporting local and you start supporting each other, that demand that we have for export doesn't weigh down on you as bad and doesn't hurt you as bad, right?
Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, if somebody knows, as an example, look at your business, right? If you're outsourcing work to another company, the company knows you depend on them,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And if their prices go up or something goes on with them, they can raise your prices.
Your prices are going up as well.
And they know that you're going to pay it because you're dependent on them.
Yeah, you've been doing business with them for 3 years.
Yeah,
right?
but if you aren't as dependent on them, right? You are self-dependent. What they do doesn't affect you.
Correct.
They can raise their prices all they want, and it doesn't affect you at all.
Right. All day long.
So it's the same thing. Like, you can really control yourself. And the other thing is the one thing that I will say is like it's that monopoly effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you support local and you keep supporting the local businesses, it gives people choice, and therefore it forces other people to maintain that price aspect. They can't just run the price up because they have to be competitive with their competition.
They do.
But as soon as you let the local stores, the mom and pop shops, the local cabinet guy, that stuff start to disappear and
Fade
fail.
away. Yeah.
The big box stores, the big names, right? They
Yep.
control the market then
They
again.
do.
And they can start doing what they want.
It's not a good thing.
No. And so that's really where you got to get back to, like, how can you keep people honest, right? Well,
Right.
support local. That's how you can.
Yeah. Might cost you a little bit more.
Yeah, but you're going to
making
get more.
You're
I guarantee
making a big
it.
impact.
Like, I'll promise you, you're going to get better support. You're going to get, there's always going to be a benefit when you start supporting local.
Yep.
You'll find it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say everybody's. There might be some local businesses that just are crap.
Well, it's true.
Like anything, you're going to have the guy who doesn't care and he's just service is crappy and his product's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, those things do exist. But the reality is, like, the majority of small business owners or medium business owners is they do care. There's a whole lot more pride there in their product and their brand, their name.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about that.
And that's why we do what we do here. There's a lot of pride.
A ton of pride.
You know, we do what we do because of who we are and who we've been.
And we're not going to stop. Right?
Same to you,
Nothing's
bro.
going to change that.
Yeah. I don't know. Garrett just threw gang signs at me, so I just said same to him. I don't know.
I think he said it's going down at 11 o'clock.
I thought I saw too. I think he's asking me. He's still trying to figure out what
Could
time.
move lunch up a
it
little bit?
looked like a gang sign for spare ribs at 11 o'clock.
Let's move lunch up an hour, can we?
No. I've already ordered the food.
Oh. Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Fine.
That was nice of you.
Fine. I'm hungry.
Me too.
We're all hungry.
Yeah.
We're all hungry.
Yeah, we are.
Everybody likes
Barbecue.
barbecue day.
Right.
Barbecue day is great.
What's your favorite day at ShopSabre? Barbecue day?
Barbecue day.
Yeah.
You know what? You noticed that I didn't wear my white shirt today?
Because you know
I
you're going
did.
to spill on it.
Oh.
That's exactly why I didn't wear the white shirt today. I do have a barbecue stain on it.
Always why don't you just wear the bib?
Who's got time for that?
Who has time for that?
That slows me down from eating.
It's true.
But, anyways, back to the topic. Sorry, I got defocused there. Garrett threw gang signs at me about lunch, and I didn't know what was going
I
on.
got scared. I was about to dive under the table.
Yeah, right.
I thought I was about to go down between you two.
But yeah, when you start thinking about it, you know, why does it pay to support local? Why does it pay to support American made? Why does it matter right now? It's really going to come down to that price, right? The price factor. It's what drives our prices. It's what's helping our prices get to where they are.
Right?
Because by us not supporting each other, we become reliant on other people, and those people then control pricing.
It's a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle.
Yeah. One that needs to be broken.
You know, it's the same cycle that happens all the time.
Yeah, I know, but we shouldn't be okay with that.
No, we're not.
Just break the cycle.
That's why I build in America.
Yeah.
But, you know, and there's things, don't get me wrong, there's things that you're going to buy that you import. I mean, it's just, there's no way, and I honestly believe this, like, there's no way to be 100% self-sufficient on everything you do.
No,
right?
you can't.
I mean, okay, take that back. There is a way, but at some point it's just not practical, right?
Yeah, so true.
You know, so look at your home as an example, right? I mean, okay, you could go be self-sufficient in every utility you have and all that, but is it efficient in some applications?
No.
Probably not. Just like plug into the street power is probably a lot better, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that that's not a good idea to try to like be self-dependent where you can, but there are situations where like, okay, when we're doing certain processes, let's be self-sufficient on that, you know?
Right.
The example goes back to shoveling your driveway versus paying somebody to.
The
Right?
example?
Yeah, the example of the example
Oh, no, no, no.
is shoveling. Like, I shoveled my driveway
Yep.
the other day because it was not worth the money it would spend to have somebody come out and plow the driveway, right?
It's always worth having a plow come up.
No, it's not because, again, you look at costs.
I hate winter. It's always worth it.
I hate winter as well, but
Leaf blower.
the leaf blower works solid. I've used it many
You
times.
guys are dorks.
I love my leaf
It
blower.
works.
It does. It works really well. But during a snowstorm, yeah, I'm going to pay somebody to plow my driveway out, right?
Yep.
But it's that same sort of mentality, right? Like with the CNC machines, right? It makes sense to buy a CNC machine if you're utilizing the services regularly.
Yeah, if you're paying someone to cut on a CNC machine and you've been doing it for a while, makes sense to get your own.
You're probably paying for their machine.
You are.
Like the reality is here, if you're spending whatever money a month, you should probably figure that out. Because my guess is it's probably the same amount of money as it would be to have a loan on your own machine.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're making money.
Oh,
for
dude, there's been
yourself.
times like I literally on the phone. I just asked a guy a week ago. I said, "What are you paying to outsource? If you don't mind me asking, what are you paying?" He said, "About 10 to 12K a month."
I'm sorry, what?
10 to 12K a month, over 100K a year. He says between 100 and 200K a year to outsource what he's doing. And that's you could buy 6 machines, 5 machines, whatever. That's insane. Depends on what he's looking at. We were looking at a couple different machines.
Trying to carry the one there to figure out how we
Yeah.
got the 6 machines. I'm starting to think I need to go check Jesse's. Don't buy from Jesse this
Like
week,
I said,
please.
we were
I
talking a
need
couple
to check
different
some
machines, but still, like just that number, like that's baffling.
It is.
You're
But that's the
you're
truth.
paying that,
Like, because it was convenient for him,
right?
10 to 12K was acceptable.
Right. And he's been doing it for years. It's not like it was a couple months. He's been doing it for years.
You know what a loan on a machine costs right now? like a good machine, like a pretty high value machine.
Yeah, between $1,000 and what,
Yeah.
$2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like $2,000's an expensive machine.
Yeah.
A really expensive machine.
Really expensive machine.
So you're spending 10 to 12 grand.
Yeah.
You literally are buying him multiple machines, 5 machines a month.
Yep.
You can't ever pay off an employee
A year.
or outsourcing either.
True.
You can pay off a machine, and it's free.
That's true. That goes back to supporting local, all right? I mean, you're never going to pay off an outsourcer,
No.
right? You outsource it overseas, you go somewhere else, like that money is never coming back to you.
Well, it's not like the bills are going to stop eventually. You're like, you
Yeah.
go drop it off, and Tom goes, "Oh, hey, Brandon, don't worry.
This
You've
one's
already
on
been
me.
paying for 5 years. You're good. You don't owe
This
me
one's
anything
on me."
anymore.
Yeah.
You've paid off my CNC 4 times now. We're good."
Yeah.
No, you're going to keep paying it.
Correct. They got a business to run.
Never
you
going
know?
to stop.
But that goes back to the side, like we were just talking about, like overseas, those prices never come back to you, though. When's the last time that you sent something overseas and then that company called you to do business?
Never.
It never happens. Never happens.
No.
But if you go to, Jake down the street and you buy coffee from Jake down the street, and then Jake needs a sign for his shop, who is he probably going to?
He's going to call me.
He's going to go to the local guys then.
Yeah.
He's going to go to the people who support him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like we do. We have customers of ours that have bought equipment from us that we need services performed by. Now we go back to them,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
I mean, there's companies that we have worked with.
It's a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, I mean, our sign here in the shop, our ShopSabre sign hanging up, the beautiful ShopSabre sign in the front of our building,
Yeah.
was built by 612 Signs, William Salvador,
One of our customers.
one of our customers.
Yep.
We had never met William prior to him buying his machine. He called us up, we talked, we built a relationship on that. But when it came time to put the new sign in our building, we had 2 choices: build it ourselves in-house or support local. And I just didn't have the time or the resources in-house at the time because I had to build CNC machines for all you listeners.
Right.
And that, seriously, that's what it comes down to. Is like
Yep.
I have to dedicate my resources to where they're best used. So in that scenario, I supported local. Right?
Yeah. And one of our customers, right?
And one of our customers. Guess what? The customer bought a second machine now.
It's
a
an
cycle.
awesome relationship.
Yeah, it's a cycle because he bought the first machine. I gave him some of our business. He came back and bought another machine. He's got 2 ShopSabres now.
So you need to make another sign for us, I guess.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
We're going to be needing a sign again.
We need
But-
a Talkin Shop sign.
That one we're making that one ourselves.
Sweet.
It's a Router Bob, Sean Morley video coming up.
Oh, it should be the 2 of us.
Stay tuned. In fact, we have some cool videos
Stay
coming out.
tuned.
Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah, I
Stay
did.
tuned. No, we have some cool videos coming up actually here in the next couple weeks. We had just finished up our door making video. We did a MDF door and glass door video with
sounds
Sean
beautiful.
and Bob. It's a pretty sweet video. I'm pretty excited
Yeah.
about that. You excited about that one, Garrett?
I'm always excited.
You don't sound excited.
Always.
Can't you tell?
You can
Always.
hear it in his voice.
You could hear it.
Pumped.
Just pumped.
He looks half asleep today. Look at him.
He does look
You
sweet.
say that every. Just no.
Maybe it's just 'cause it's early.
Maybe it's just
Maybe
his
you don't
face.
wake up till like 11, you know?
Once I eat lunch, I'll be fine.
Maybe you should start your day with lunch.
If it was here, I'd have it.
Why are you encouraging him to show up at noon?
No. Like instead of breakfast,
Start your day
Garrett
at
just
lunch.
starts with lunch.
Wait, what?
I've tried that.
Yeah,
I've tried.
doesn't work.
Yeah. Brandon tells me to get here early.
It's true.
Son had to break my ankle, so then I got to sleep in.
True.
That's
This
true.
is also true. It was like right after I told him he needed to start showing up a little earlier. That conveniently he broke his,
I'll
his
show
leg.
you.
I'll show you.
I'll show you
I'm
showing
not
up
coming in
early.
at all anymore.
Yeah.
Broken leg at all.
Enjoy 3 weeks without me.
I do miss the RoboCop leg though.
Not me. It was annoying.
Remember how loud it was when he
Yeah.
walked around?
We was coming up the stairs, thump, thump.
He was like watching. It was like watching Jurassic Park.
Garrett's here.
50 Cent.
What?
50 Cent.
He wasn't in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but
Because
he's
he walked
hanging
with the
upside
limb.
down.
Because he walked with the limb.
Jeez.
But no, it was like Jurassic Park when the T-Rex walks up, and the water on your desk goes. You're like, oh, here it's coming.
He's coming.
Is that a fat joke?
For sure.
Of
Wow.
course.
Your fat leg.
Wow. Is lunch ready yet?
No. But yeah, so like I said, going back to, supporting the idea, realistically, today's episode was about, keep supporting USA. Prices are on the rise. Like we see it, like it's happening. But don't give up on supporting, those around you.
No.
Because it will trickle back down to yourself if you do.
Yeah,
If you stop supporting local, they're going to stop supporting local.
Right. Think about this too. Like, it's hard times. Local businesses, they'll remember this stuff. Like, you were there to support them.
Yep.
Build that relationship.
The other thing I always remind people, and it's something I've said over years, is if you aren't willing to support American-made products right now,
Yeah.
why is your customers?
Exactly. Exactly. If you're not supporting American-made, why should they support you?
Yep. And that's something I would really kind of coach you into thinking about is that, our American-made aspect of, we build our frames in-house. We do our painting in-house. We build our own wiring in-house. We do all of this in-house because we want people to see that, like, the large majority of our product is built right here in Lakeville, Minnesota.
Absolutely. We've had quite a few visits last,
Yeah.
2 weeks?
We've had a lot of visits in the last 2 weeks.
And the feedback is unreal. Guys come in here like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Wait till we get the other half up and running.
I agree with you. That's why
So
I work
excited.
here. This is awesome.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I can't wait for that other half to get up and running here. Like,
It's
they're
coming along.
Yeah, they are. They
It's
knocked that
coming
wall
along.
down. That wall's missing now.
It looks good over there.
When
Yeah.
are they putting the go-karts in?
Those were last week. You weren't there?
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, we already did those.
We did it at 5:05. It was after work.
Oh, yeah. You had left at 5:01.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was go-karting at my car on my way home that day.
5:05 after work.
But, yeah, they're laying concrete work now.
Yeah, they're cruising.
Yeah, they are.
It's cool.
It's pretty awesome. So that'll be good, though. But, like, that's the stuff that we're doing is to reinforce that American-made aspect of it. Add more value, right?
Yeah.
Do more for the consumer.
Yep.
And that's the difference between, I think, a quality product. And I'm not afraid to brag on us and say that we're a quality product. I feel very confident when I say that. But that's the difference between a quality product and a lesser quality product. Is lesser quality products look for cheaper solutions right now.
Yep.
We
Where can
just
I
try to
save a
find
buck?
we try to find more efficient solutions right now.
Like adding 50,000 square feet to a building.
50,000 square feet, added some new equipment that's getting installed right now. That should make us more efficient as a company.
While costs are on the rise, right?
Correct.
We're
Well,
taking these steps while things are more
I'm
expensive.
taking the cost away from it, exporting it.
You are.
When I was having certain processes done externally, I'm trying to take that stuff away from them.
Yep.
I don't want to have, other people controlling our lead times. I don't want to have other people controlling processes that we can control.
Oh, for sure. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. So realistically for us, it's about taking the next steps to keep supporting local. I want to keep hiring local people. I want to keep buying parts local as much as I can.
Yep.
And having new pieces of equipment and new space and technology will allow us to get there.
We're crushing it. There's
Crushing
no doubt
it.
about it. We're crushing it.
Things are going well. I mean, like I said,
They
but
are.
it's not because we're better than the next guy necessarily. It's that we just take more time to do what's right for the consumer.
You're not kidding. We're different. We're different in that aspect.
Yeah, like-
ShopSabre does things differently.
Yeah, I mean, I put my pants on 2 legs at a time
I'm grateful for that.
instead of 1 leg at a time like everybody else. Jump off the top bunk.
Just have Amy hold your pants out off the end of the bed.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, like we do try to do things a little different than other people because we try to set the bar higher. I've always been that person. Like, what is everybody else doing? Now do it better.
Yeah.
Like, how can we do it better? How can we improve on it? Like, think outside the box. Man, you are tired today. Over there yawning.
That was a big yawn there. Yeah, you're not kidding.
You can't yawn because then it's contagious and it goes around the room. And we all yawn.
So true.
And in this janitor closet here, it's not a lot of room for us to get away from the yawn
No,
cycle.
there's not. I'm done. It's over.
All right, good.
I'm yawning.
Don't do that. Garrett, don't do it.
I faked him out.
Did you?
I pump faked
You
him.
did.
Faked
You pump
yawn?
faked me.
Pump fake.
Pump faked me. No, that would only be funny if we were actually on video, guys.
I know.
We're making faces at each other right now, and then we realize like nobody can see this.
No one can see us.
Nobody can see any of this.
That's just who we are.
That's who we are as people.
That's who you guys are dealing with here.
But like I said, don't cut corners to save a buck. Rarely is that going to save you anything long term. It's not going to. It's going to
No.
cost you more in the long time. Invest in yourself right now. Don't forget, lead times are temporary. Quality's forever. It's something I've said for a long time.
Focus local. Brag about it. Right? That's the other thing, too. Buy local. Tell everybody. Got
Yep.
this thing down at Frank's. It's awesome.
It is.
Or got this machine at ShopSabre. It's incredible.
Keep the cycle going.
Keep
Yep.
it going.
Yep. No, that's something you have to think about. So like I said, don't forget. Like I said, shop local, support ShopSabre.
ShopSabre.com.
There it is, ShopSabre.com. was wondering if he's going to throw one of those in
Is
today.
that where they can find us on the web?
Learn more, call us, read about us, give us a chance.
Like, share. What do you do on
Facebook,
TikTok? What is it?
Instagram, tic-tac-toe,
It's TikTok.
all the above.
Tic-tac-toe.
You going heart it?
Heart it.
Heart it.
Share it. Like
Heart
it.
it, share it, like
Send
it.
Do it all.
Heart it, share it, like it. That's like a rap song. We
Heart
should do
it.
that.
Share it. Like it.
We should do that.
ShopSabre.com.
Turn it into a rap song.
It's become a thing around here.
You know, we really need to do an online contest here coming up.
Like what?
I love contests.
Maybe we should do, for all you listeners, somebody, let's put something together about showing off your ShopSabre. Let's show some of the cool stuff you guys are doing with ShopSabre's projects. Let's put together some videos, and then we'll vote on it. And maybe we'll give away some NASCAR tickets.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Can
That'd
I
be
win?
cool.
That would be cool.
Because we may or may not have our logo on a certain NASCAR Cup team.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Xfinity Series team, actually.
There's a chance. It's pretty cool.
Hey, Garrett, have you posted any pictures of that yet?
Yeah, we have.
Cool.
That'd be pretty sweet.
So maybe that's what we'll do.
There's got to be somebody out there going, man, I'd really like to go to a NASCAR
Maybe
race.
we'll get them to a NASCAR race.
I also like to see somebody fry a hot dog on a plasma.
That still hasn't happened.
I know.
But yeah, I would like to see some videos of your ShopSabre in action. I'd love to see some of the cool success stories out there. Show it off to people. Let's start bragging on the the American-made side of things. Let's start showing people what we're capable of doing right now.
Let's get excited.
Yeah, we'll probably run this for a couple weeks here, and then maybe we'll pick an upcoming event. Let's see here. What's the NASCAR schedule look like right now?
You throw us up on Facebook too?
Yeah, we could probably do that. We could do that. We could throw something on Facebook. You want to do that, Garrett?
Yeah,
Handle
we can
that.
do that.
Get it on the Instagram, the Facebook. Let's see where we can take this thing. But I think that'd be fun. I think it would be really enjoyable. What's today's date right now?
March 9th.
Today's the 8th, I think.
Okay, so we got Atlanta Motor Speedway coming up.
It's the 8th, Garrett.
Yeah, but they're listening on the 9th, so it's the 9th.
Oh, that makes
The
sense.
Circuit of America.
Don't get attitude.
I'm just saying.
Jeez.
You don't correct me. all
Maybe
right?
that's the one we'll do. Is Circuit of America in Austin, Texas. We have a race coming up there. That's March 26th. We have tickets for that one. Or Richmond, Virginia on April 2nd. Maybe we'll give one of those two away. So start showing those ShopSabre videos. Let's start seeing them. Send them over to Garrett. Garrett, give me your email.
Garrett@ShopSabre.com.
Oh, that's super complicated. Garrett@ShopSabre.com. Garrett, how do you spell your name?
GARRETT.
At ShopSabre.com.
Yeah, you said spell my name, not
Yeah.
ShopSabre.
I didn't say spell ShopSabre. I said spell Garrett.
I did.
Okay, Garrett, did you get an email yesterday from me?
No,
Hey, did I forget to include you in a certain barbecue email?
you usually do.
I did. I sent out a whole email to the whole company. Everybody in the company. Except for one person. It was Garrett.
Unbelievable.
So I forwarded the email to Garrett. I remembered that I didn't. And so I sent it to Garrett. Garrett comes walking in my office. Hey, I couldn't help but notice in that entire email that I was the only person in that email. Is
Yeah,
there a
it
reason
says
for that?
hey all or
Yeah.
hey team.
I'm
Hey
well,
all.
that's because I forgot to send it to you, and then I resent it to you.
Gosh.
So at least I remembered you.
That's a first.
You're welcome. Thanks for what you do.
Thanks, I guess.
We remember you all the time.
Yeah. But with that, I'm Brandon.
I'm Jesse.
Thanks for talking shop with ShopSabre.